1. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Welcome back to Red Rising. Last season, we joked about a Red Rising wedding, and this season, Pierce calls our bluff. We're into Part 4, Stars, chapters 50 through 57, and before anyone gets to throw rice, Victra runs down her sister, Antonia. Sevro stages the pettiest gallows bit in literary history, and finally, Sevro and Victra get married under the House Barca name. Sam is emotionally compromised about all of it. Then the Red Armada makes for Luna, the crew makes Cassius an offer, and the episode ends on a gunshot. So buckle up. This is the beginning of the end. Pierce Brown, how is Red God coming along? The following conversation contains major spoilers for Pierce Brown's Red Rising trilogy. The series also includes depictions of graphic violence, torture, slavery, sexual violence, and genocide. Listener discretion is advised.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, good to see everybody.
Yeah. Gotta get back in Pierce Brown mode.
In Pierce
Brown mode. Why are we gathered here today?
Why are we gathered here today? I guess we're gathered here today to finish up Morningstar.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, it's a big moment for us, isn't it?
It's a big moment. Part 4 of Morningstar. In my brain, I love it. I just re-listened to it on 2x audio speed last night just to prep.
Wild.
Just to prep. And it's still good. I can't quite put my finger on, maybe we'll talk about it, why it doesn't hit quite the same as maybe my memory of it. Probably because I was listening to it at 2x speed. Okay, yeah.
I mean, I think you probably take a lot of the tension out of it, right?
That's probably true. So, yeah, that's a good point. So we're on today's part A of part 4.
Part A of part 4.
Chapters 50 to 57.
Forget, what is the last thing that happens in 57? That's where I
Aren't
always
you doing the recap?
I am doing the recap, but I'm not good at knowing where they split, okay? Because I'm not...
Sever's death. Sever's death.
Okay, so the recap's kind of short on that part. I think it's crazy how much happens, but how little happens in the first half of this part. So I guess we pick up right after the Battle of Ilium, right? Basically, we're in the... Don't laugh at me, Sam.
Yeah, Battle of Ilium is over.
So
we pick up right after the Battle of Ilium, and basically, Antonia is fleeing, and Victra is like going to go capture her. I think that's where we start, right?
Yeah.
And so Victra goes, she captures Antonia and also Thistle, who used to be a howler. Boo Thistle. And for some inexplicable reason, they decide to jail Antonia and Thistle right next to each other. So they're both hanging out in their, separate cages right next to each other, and nobody thinks that Antonia might, use Thistle against them because Thistle has information that they could use. So while they're trying to interrogate them, I think, and they have some, they're trying to get information, Antonia just beats Thistle to death in front of them, and it's a really hard scene to watch, and we're really all like, what is going on right now, right? And I guess this is a bunch of hard scenes in a row because we have probably one of the saddest moments in the entire series that comes on the heels of Thistle being beat to death. And that is that we then get a broadcast from the Jackal. And the Jackal is playing his cards now. And he has Uncle Narol captured. And not just captured. We see Uncle Narol executed.
Yikes.
And this is the end of live Uncle Narol watch.
Does Uncle Narol... Well, we're not. Okay,
well,
keep
live
going
Uncle Narol watch.
The summary. This is good.
So the Jackal uses this moment to kind of broad capture how they captured Uncle Narol and to execute Uncle Narol, and try to use this to basically get Darrow to stop his rising, essentially. I forget all of the details. It's been a month or two since I caught up on this. Sorry, guys. But basically, as after that is broadcast, Sephi takes that as an opportunity to be like, well, we need to change the way things are going. We can't have someone like Cassius hanging around. So we need to get rid of all these people that are against the Rising. So they decide they want to try to execute Gold, but they start these like sham trials. And one of the first of them is Cassius. And Cassius gets the sham trial where it's like all crazy. Everyone is freaking out and it's fake. And he's up on stage and they're all yelling that he needs to be killed, all that stuff. And who steps in to try to help but Sevro? Sevro comes up and he gives us a great speech. Of course, this book is best for the monologues, and we get a great one from Sevro here. And he decides to backflip from the gallows and say, if you're going to kill Cassius, you're going to kill me too. So he pushes Cassius off and he jumps himself and they both hang there. And Sephi's like, what's going on? Why would you then kill yourself? And decides to cut them down. After that, we have some heart touching moments, and Victra and Sevro are finally, tying the knot, getting married.
Love to see it.
Yeah, Sevro is officially marrying up, and we have some really heartwarming scenes, some fun scenes, and just we get to see some more of the intimate sides of the characters there, which I think is probably part of the reason why 2 times speed didn't work for this for you, Craig, because it's one of those like slower moments that you need a little bit of
gross
stewing in before the what's coming, the coming storm, right? So this whole time we're told that Darrow is sailing to Mars to try to recapture Mars, to try to capture the Sovereign. And we find out after the wedding that they're not sailing to Mars. They're actually sailing to Luna. And I think I had that back. They're sailing to Luna because they want to capture backwards. They're sailing to Luna because they want to capture the Sovereign. And as they get close to Luna, we're figuring out their plan a little bit more. And they go to Cassius and they offer to let him leave. I think they try to make this deal with Cassius, and they're going to send him back unarmed and say, you can leave. So Cassius is like, all right, I'll play this game. I'll leave. But once they set him free, he does the not honorable thing here. Very
murders
dishonorable. And
Sevro.
He murders Sevro. Yeah, it's a very hard scene. So we've now seen Sevro die twice in a couple of pages. And so since he's murdered Sevro and has a gun, he then forces everybody to hop into like a trash can or a laundry basket, and he flies off and releases Antonia, and we're left with...
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Good summary.
Yeah. Good summary.
I'm so bad at summaries,
Which
guys.
is,
Yeah.
you did that from memory though.
Off the dome.
I did that from memory and from some of my notes from
Okay, I was going to say, because we typically like prepare and you didn't, and it was like a bedtime
Sorry.
story.
It has been...
Once upon a time.
It has been a week over here, guys.
I'm impressed, is my point. Did it sound like a backhanded compliment? Yeah, but I was impressed.
Hey, I got through it. It has been a week over here. I think it's also, I think the first half of part 4 is harder because when you look at it on paper, like when I'm looking at my notes, it's like, it's not a whole lot, but it is a whole lot, right? Like I'm always surprised at how much happens in part 4 of Morningstar, and I completely forget every time. I think I've even said this before, that literally Sevro has a fake death and then a death in the same part.
Yeah.
So
this was truly like Sevro's section. Like this whole thing.
Oh,
it was like, yeah. Because, him and Victor, we start with them like sort of breaking up, but then like getting married at the end. So
right.
the whole roller coaster. But yeah.
Let's have the Howler Book Club Red Rising podcast give Roka a farewell.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I think, although I'm always wrong, this might be one of the few mentions. This is it for Roke. I don't think Roke is brought up in the second series very much.
No, but
I think
when did he get a mention in this part?
His funeral.
He's shot into the sun.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Okay.
Actually, the whole squad is pretty respectful, but only because Darrow is there.
Right. Nobody
Darrow
else wants
decides
to be there.
Nobody else wants to do
I
this.
forgot about that. Yeah.
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 And Darrow's like, Darrow
Every time I read that they do this, I'm so mad because fuck Roke.
It's kind of
Sorry.
nice.
Yeah.
Oh no,
I
it's
think
nice.
Roke is only briefly mentioned when they're speaking with the Jackal later on, because he
Yeah.
talks about Quinn, but that's about it.
Without getting into spoilers in the second
in the
trilogy,
second part.
I don't think Roke comes up very much there either. It's only like
It's like super
in
brief.
passing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Which makes sense because Darrow's moody and thinking about all the people in his life that he's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But
correct. You're
Cassius is
gesturing.
brought out of jail
Yeah.
to watch.
Oh,
this
I forgot that he
passing
Darrow's
of
Cassius.
Roke
bleeding
scene.
heart.
And
Yeah.
isn't this the part too where part as well where they watch all the videos together?
I skipped that in my summary. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
No, you have to skip
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
No, that's a turning point.
It is a
whole-
turning point, and I think that's the point that sets up the shocking, like the surprising. Oh, Cassius is betraying them all, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's next part, but yeah.
No,
When
but I'm
does-
saying like I think without the scene where they're sorry to explain to the listeners, we're talking about the scene where Darrow brings Cassius into his room and they just start watching old like high school
It's
tapes.
extremely
of themselves.
cute.
It's
Yeah.
extremely cute and extremely like kind of cliche at the same time.
No, it's great.
But I am not jumping ahead. I'm more saying that I think a scene like this is what makes the betrayal scene work,
Mm-hmm.
right? Otherwise, it is kind of like a distraction, right? You're thinking, hey, things are going well here. Cassius is maybe coming back into the fold. They're remembering why they were friends to begin with. Maybe he's going to be an honorable man. So it
Right,
sets
like
that
it's
up.
cute.
Yeah. And I think it
Mhm.
sets it up for you to be absolutely devastated in a few chapters, which is what Pierce does best.
Do we not? I'm thinking in my brain. Does anybody have? I'm trying to log into my Kindle Cloud. Does anybody have that section
The part where they're watching.
where they're
Yeah.
watching?
Yeah, what are you looking for?
And being cute. I don't know. That they just have this moment where is Lagavulin mentioned?
Yes.
Is
don't
that
know.
the whiskey?
Yeah. I
That's
think,
the whiskey.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's the whiskey, which is its own
Technically
sort of
Scotch,
sub theme.
people.
Is that true?
Lagavulin,
Mhm.
yeah, it is a Scotch.
I
I
didn't know
believe
that.
so. And
Anyway.
you want to mention this because you just like to say Lagavulin? Like,
Yeah,
what's
that's
the
right.
significance of this?
It doesn't come on for a bit.
Lagavulin.
It's $3.94.
We'll
is
have
where
to
the
mark this
part
part. I'm sorry,
starts.
everybody.
It's important that we and the listeners know where Lagavulin is because you
And
like
that it's
it.
Scotch. And
And
not,
that it's Scotch.
whiskey.
Yeah, we can scrap all of this.
I do think they say it comes from the Scottish Highlands.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say, like, does it really matter at this point if
No.
it's Scotch or
Yeah, wait, what's the-
like? How
What's
many
the
years in the
significance
future is
of
it
this?
really? Are we really going to argue over Scotch or bourbon? Which is it?
Yeah.
All right, well,
When
forget about that. Never mind.
I have a question. When
Yeah.
does this already happen in the last episode? Did we talk about it where they give Cassius that cassette to watch, right? Like the tape. Was that last
Oh, yeah.
last episode?
That was the last
Okay.
one. Mhm.
Okay. So then his mind is already sort of like understanding of what Darrow has truly done versus what like they've told him Darrow has done, right?
Yes.
Because I couldn't remember if that happened here or not and why he was even like, I mean, he was a prisoner, so he doesn't have much choice, but like he seemed more open to like sit with him and stuff. And I was like, I feel
Wait,
like
they
he'd be
get
more
they get
mad.
drunk. They watch videos of my favorite scene where they're in the lock swimming around as a group of kids. And then do we see Cassius leave this room? And that's where he gets the hollow disc.
No, they toast each other, and he gives him the thing. He'll watch it later in his cell, and he
Right,
will weep
okay,
and
yeah.
feel lonelier still. But the truth is never easy.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And that's
So it does happen
understanding. Yeah, that's
Yeah, it happens.
sorry,
early.
you're right. Yeah, that's understanding that like Darrow isn't the one who killed his family. It's the
here.
Octavia of it all. Yeah. And so it's like, okay, I'm friends with these guys. I'm feeling good with these guys. And also I've been betrayed by other people. And so he's, sowing the seeds of having him change his team.
Okay.
Yeah, it was very cute of them reminiscing about the past.
And then they capture Antonia.
Okay. Victor
Yes.
was so badass for that. Like,
Yeah,
and she did it
I
on her
love-
own. She just
Yes.
like,
That's kind of a theme I like. We were talking about in our chat, maybe potentially discussing themes that we like that are our favorites. And one
Mhm.
theme that I've been enjoying on second read that I didn't really pick up on the first read was just how much like self-leadership or like horizontal leadership there is. Like they just sort of do their own thing and go rogue, which like isn't always good, but it is important if your whole thesis is that there shouldn't be a really strict hierarchical leadership. And so in this case, Victor just kind of disobeys orders, does her own thing, but does bring in a high value target
and takes
on
controls of
page-
her ships.
But
Yeah.
it happens off screen.
It does. They don't share it. Are you disappointed about
Yeah.
that? You want to
I
see the
am.
action?
Yeah.
A little bit also because. Sorry, go ahead, Craig.
Oh, well, it's, Lawrence getting his own. I kind of want a Victra like growing up story, like one off.
Oh, that would be good.
Would be cool.
The Tales of Julii.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah. Because it seems like her family has done her dirty, like really hard. And we hear it from her, but yeah, to see it would be really cool.
Yeah, I mean, like, essentially, she could have been a Nepo baby.
That's true.
And she, like, she tries to, like, chart her own path, and I do love that.
Mhm.
And I kind of love that she hates her sister for being said Nepo baby and also being
Mhm.
truly evil.
Yeah.
I think another thing that I forgot and didn't have on my notes here is that Antonia had captured Cavix. So not only, and I think that's another reason why they're kind of okay with the fact that Victor does this, is not only does she capture Antonia and Thistle, but she also like frees Cavix too.
Mm-hmm.
Which I mean, we're all for saving any Telemanus that we can.
Cavix just can't stop being captured.
Yeah. Oh my God. Right.
It really is a theme.
I was going to say, we want to talk about themes in the series. Let's talk about the theme of Cavix being captured.
Well, Victra may dislike her sister, but they do share the same DNA. Mouth,
Half.
sensual, eyes smoldering.
Sensual.
Antonia's mouth was described as sensual in this, so of course.
Oh my God.
So he's consistent within a family, so it's fine.
Is it fine?
They also like strategically here capture the Julii fleet as well, and
Mhm.
the Pandora, which comes into play. Never mind. Mark that. God damn it! I am so sorry,
It's
guys.
okay.
It has
You
been
didn't
a
say anything
week.
farther than that.
Yeah, it has been a week. But they capture the Pandora too, and honestly, here is where I think we have one of the biggest like screw ups of Darrow in the entire series. I think we talk about like where does he make mistakes? Why did he keep them together?
That was on purpose.
Thistle's an idiot, dude.
No,
But,
that was
no,
on
I
Thistle's
know,
fault.
but like why? Like,
And I
you
think it was
had to-
Mustang's idea.
was it really?
Psychological pressure.
Warf- yeah.
But like you couldn't. It wasn't worth it.
Mustang
I remember
says
they did it
something.
on
That's because
purpose.
Thistle's
I
an
thought,
idiot.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you keep
I don't
them
think they-
together. I can understand keeping them together, but can't you find a way to keep them together in a place where like they're
It's a
not
little
actually
separate.
able to
physically
talk?
farther
Yeah.
apart.
How many years in the future, and all we have are basically iron bars separating jail cells? Like,
It is a ship.
Yeah,
There's not like
that, I
that
think, is
much
the major
space, to be
flaw.
fair.
yeah, but like,
Yeah, I
these
think
ships
they
are 10
over-
kilometers long. They have plenty of space.
But you got to have them somewhere where they can physically speak to each other and
Yeah,
not
but,
touch each
like,
other. That was the issue. Is
Yeah.
that they
you
could,
can't.
She
Like,
could reach
you don't
her.
have any sort of material that can do that. Like, come on.
I think so. For the listener that hasn't listened, Thistle used to be a howler,
Howler.
one of the original howlers.
Yeah.
And so she's put into a cell next to Antonia. Darrow puts the psychological pressure on them to be like, "Hey, you're both gonna die and forever, or you can tell us what the plan is on Octavia's side." And so Thistle, after thinking about it, is like, "I'll tell you, Darrow. I'll tell you everything." And of course, Antonia, who is like a thoroughbred bad guy, then reaches through the bars of this prison and smashes Thistle's head until it's
Ugh, it's
cold,
gross. This is a
which
gross,
is gross.
scene.
Yeah.
This is a pretty gross scene.
seriously.
Yeah.
But also, it's like, that's what the whole group is talking about right now. Like, why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Antonia's like a feral god here. It's
That's true.
it's interesting because it is going to work, right? The plan is going to work because I think they played on knowing that Thistle had some guilt for betraying the Howlers.
100%.
I think what she basically betrays them because she finds out Darrow's a red, so she's like totally classist and racist.
Yeah.
But she has guilt for it, and Darrow and Mustang are like, hey, we can play this. But like, come on, if Dr. Grace and Rocky can figure out a way to talk in like the not too distant future in Project Hail Mary, I have a feeling they could have figured out a better way to keep these two separated and still talk.
Yeah, definitely an oversight.
Yeah, I think they overestimated Thistle's just like, I don't know, smarts. But yeah, I thought that like this whole chapter was also just like showing such a great contrast between like Victra and Antonia, because there's like, but even after Victra like took Pandora, they were still questioning her loyalty. They were like, "Oh, so are you gonna come with us, or are you gonna just go do your own thing?" And she's like, "Well, I'm here, aren't I?" And then Antonia's like there, just like teasing them and making just light of the whole issue that they're having, and kills what's her name?
Thistle.
Thatcher? Thistle. Yeah.
Thistle?
So I thought it was
Yeah.
a very funny
Margaret
contrast.
Thatcher?
Yeah.
Margaret Thatcher. I think it's funny that we like to this day there are some Howlers we don't know their actual name. Did we ever get Thistle's name? Screwface, Thistle, Clown, Pebble. Did we ever get any of their names?
I think we'd have to
you
go
mean their
back
real
to
name?
when they
Yeah.
first
I think we do
when they
in
were
book
first
one.
introduced.
Yeah, Liz is right.
All right, that'll be a.
But they're
fun.
never mentioned again.
Yeah.
And also
Yeah.
Screwface and Bone and Thistle or whatever, they're all better names
Mhm.
than
Yeah.
the original names. So Victra breaks Antonia's face, which is
That's
the
gross.
thing that is mentioned, I don't know, until the end of Antonia, that Antonia is most upset about.
Right.
She's not upset about, Rope or the fleet being destroyed because she fled. It's like her face, which is gorgeous. Well,
Complete-
sensual.
Not anymore.
Yeah, is no longer.
Oh no,
So,
my sensual lips.
my
Like,
sensual lips.
Sensual lips.
Yeah.
She breaks the part that like teeth is still in her skin. I'm like, that is hardcore.
Yeah, which
Like,
isn't
all
this
the
chapter called Teeth too?
It
Yes.
is.
so,
And I have a
oh,
teeth
God.
thing. I can't
Oh,
do
yeah.
stuff with teeth or nails. Like
Teeth
I
and
can't
eyes for
hear
me.
it. I can't. Yeah.
Teeth and
Can't
eyes.
hear it. Can't see it.
I can't
Yeah.
handle eyes. I think this is a section that Pierce does really well, much to our dismay, is you have a brief glimmer of this might work. And then it's absolutely just punched in the face and then continually punched in the face because
Yeah.
from this we go to the whole Jackal thing, right? And you had that very small glimmer of hope that it was going to work. Thistle was going to give them intel. They could have something. And then it's not only taken away, but it's like, hey, let's drive you a little bit further down the wrong path here.
Yeah. One thing before, like, to drive this gross scene home. Well, I think there are two kind of like throwaway lines that really got me, which were Darrow saying, like, when Victor is like wailing on Antonia, the rest of the group is like, shit, like mobilizing, like, we need her, stop that. This is a bad thing that
Mhm.
Victor has done, despite the fact that we as the audience are like, yeah, fucking get her.
Get her.
Get her.
Either.
But Darrow says, some part of me has died, but when did it die? Why did I not notice? And we talked about that in the very first book when he has to kill Julian and how he has to kind of like slip into a different spot. He's not killing Julian, you know what I mean? Like, but now he's fully the guy who's like killing people and he's a different guy. But you're shaking your head. You disagree. You think he's being dramatic?
Of course.
Yeah.
There is.
100%.
This
So
is a
dramatic.
long time ago. I saw some Reddit comment, criticizing Darrow when he has to kill one person. Meanwhile, also Darrow killing hundreds of
Hundreds.
millions
Yeah.
of people. Yeah. So he needs to get over this.
No, that's what I think is what broke him. I think that's what
Oh.
he's alluding to. Don't you
I see.
think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
He wasn't shaken by like Victor doing this to Antonia. He was just sort of more like, all right. Is that what
But
you're getting at,
also-
Sam?
Yeah. I think that like it's marking a transition of like Darrow being someone who has trouble killing one person. Now that he's killed thousands, he's watching this brutal murder, which he committed a very brutal murder in the very beginning, and he feels nothing. And I think he's just noting that like, I feel nothing. Why didn't I notice that, like, now I feel nothing when this kind of stuff happens? To that point, she also sucks. So, like, I wouldn't
Yeah.
expect him to be like, oh, not Antonia. Watch your face.
There's-
Protect your
there's that.
sensual lips.
Yeah. There's also a moment with Victra, and Victra's being pretty dramatic as well.
Love it though.
If they're
prior
it's okay
to
for
this-
Victra to do
yeah.
it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I
Victor and
think it's
Cassius can be
nice-
dramatic, but Darrow too much.
Yeah.
That's right.
I think it's nice the way that like Victra's storyline is kind of trickled in here because we don't get a POV for her. So you get like something happened between her and Sevro. Sevro's like, maybe I just didn't mean what it meant to her, maybe da da da. And then at the end, when she punches in her face, she tells Sevro, told ya. And you realize like she's saying that she's damaged goods and blah, blah, blah. That's all dramatic. But the line that really gets me is as she kind of walks out of the room, she's disgusted with her sister. She's also disgusted with what she's done. And she says, I used to braid her hair. That line gives me chills. Like,
God, right.
that is so effective to me. Like, she's disgusted with just fucking everything, what she's done, what this is. And she's just reflecting on, like, I just almost killed this woman in, like, the most brutal way possible. And I used to fucking braid her hair.
Yeah.
So I'm getting chills right now. That's one of my favorite lines, I think, of the whole book.
Wow. It's crazy how such a throwaway line, such a quick line like that can be so powerful, right? I wonder if that's something like, hey, Pierce, did you know what you were going to do? Did you know that was going to stand out? Like,
Yeah.
it's clearly purposeful, right? It's clearly like, you know, it's there, you know, it's powerful. But at the same time, if you're not paying attention, you can go right past it.
It's so
right?
sad.
Yeah.
I think I missed all this on the 2x speed, guys.
It's quick. This is a quick
See?
line.
It is very quick.
It's literally
yeah.
one page.
Yeah.
And to Nick's
Yeah.
point, I don't know if it was meant to be this effective. It could be because I have sisters or because, like I said earlier in this
Probably.
pod, I'm sensitive. But that to me is so sad.
But
That's
and
such
that's
a
the thing.
sad line.
I do think it's purposeful because it's such a silly thing to just throw in there without that purpose, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just like, why include that, you know?
Well, we also get the told you as she
Yep.
walks out, she looks at Severo.
Yep.
I didn't pick up on that either. So
Oh.
that's,
Mm.
you know, like there's so much left unsaid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's also where Severo's like, we broke up.
Yeah.
Right after that, he's like, she called it off.
Yeah. And it's
know,
wow, that
She
was
is a non-committal
Oh,
queen.
He says, Severo is saying, I told her I loved her before the battle. Do you know what she said? No, she said I was an idiot. Maybe she's right. Maybe I just read too much into it. Just got excited, you know?
That's your
And
worst
that's
voice.
where, then Darrow's
Hey,
like,
have you ever considered a career in voice acting?
not seriously.
Maybe you should.
And maybe you should. And then Darrow responds, you're smelly, you're small, your tattoo taste is questionable, your pornographic proclivities are eccentric, and you've got really weird toenails. Anyway, he goes into this long thing. We haven't gotten very many Darrow-Sevro brotherly moments. We get one with Cassius, which we love. And I think this is one of the last ones for a really long time in terms of books, because
Well, because we're stopping talking after Morningstar.
because we're stopping. That's right after one.
I think you bring up a good point, and one that I didn't realize until right now. Where are those moments with Darrow and Severo? Like, it feels like we are. It's kind of like almost like a romance, like a will they, won't they with their friendship. It's like we don't see a lot of those heart-to-heart moments between Darrow and Severo, and I'm wondering if that's part of the reason why it's easier to get annoyed with Severo and feel like he's screwing things up at times. And I don't know. I don't want to dive into that too much because I worry I'd wade into spoiler territory, but it's something I didn't notice before, that there's not a lot of those moments. You get one.
We get big ones, though.
We get
Yeah.
big, yeah, because like
they're
we had,
big bag for your buck.
yeah, I would say, because like I think I can see how like right, like the Cassius and Darrow one is more in this book because right, like the big thing is that like they're working to repair their relationship, whereas like
Yeah.
Darrow and Severo, they had I think their last big one was where they were talking about the future and how like why can't they just beat them now that they're
Yeah.
in this revolution. But I think it makes sense because like Darrow and Cassius were actively watching like how they're mending their friendship, whereas Darrow and Sevro haven't severed their friendship yet.
Yeah, and I guess I'm kind of skipping over, like you guys said, there are some big ones. Obviously, the talk, like Sevro is the first person Darrow tells he's a red in the last book. And another big one that I'm skipping over that was in Morning Star, I guess it was just feels like so long ago, given everything that happened.
So much happens.
Yeah, it was when Darrow and Sevro are talking about, like, when Darrow's telling him, you're not your father. Like, you don't have to act this way. Like, what's going on? That whole talk. I forgot about that too.
Yeah.
Do people pick up on, at the end of this chapter, there's a paragraph that Severo is complaining that the Jackal's got something up his sleeve. Octavia's only wounded. We're not going to be successful here. Not the first time, not the second time, not the third time, especially not on 2X. Mustang smiles and says, unless we change the paradigm, which then foreshadows this entire next part.
Yeah.
And I, certainly on first read, I was shooketh when Severo gets killed.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
100%.
Now, does that comment change your view of Mustang at all here, Craig?
Useless. Hate her. No, but I will say,
it's a good point. That's a great little, like, nugget of, hey, there's some foreshadowing here if you pay attention.
Well, it comes back to, this is what it was. Is Darrow a reliable narrator? If
I didn't do it this time, guys.
If ever
Close
that comment was
Is this
right.
called to Pandora? Close the box.
It's called silence.
So it's okay. Continue.
If ever there was an argument to be made about Darrow as a narrator, this is the moment.
Yeah. Oh, honestly, if I can,
we're not
take
there
your
yet,
ball
but
and run.
yes.
Yeah, I guess so. If I could take that ball and run, this is the quintessential. We talked about it. There's one where it's like they are lying on purpose.
Yes, there's
and
a
it's part of the
lie.
Storytelling, and that is technically
it's part of the storytelling.
Yeah. Thank you, Craig.
I'm here for it. It's great.
Thank you.
There is a part, I don't remember.
Is this
if it's
because
in
it was my birthday?
And Nick is right.
Sorry, everybody.
Go ahead,
you were
Liz.
saying?
Oh, part of that. There was a part, I don't remember if it was this chapter, where, like, we also, like, Darrow notices Mustang talking to a yellow or an orange or so. And, like, I also didn't pick up on that, like, oh, they're planning, like, this thing. So, like, I shouldn't have been as surprised, but I was still shook
Is
into
that
my
true?
core.
Yeah,
One of the chapters
there are so many little things where it's just like
Yeah.
you think it's just normal stuff happening, but it's laying the seeds, really.
Yeah.
One of the chapters does end with, like, Mustang told us her plan and it was fucking nuts. It was crazy.
What?
Yeah. And I gotta say, if those were my kids and they came back from this plan, I would be like, what the fuck were you thinking?
You're grounded.
You go to your room right now. What were you thinking? That was a terrible, stupid plan.
It's a
Go
Hail
to your
Mary.
room.
Yeah, 100%. I mean,
It is a crazy plan.
So let's.
But we'll talk about it later
Yeah.
because we're not even there.
What plan?
We're
What
not
plan?
there
We can't. So I guess we have this moment of a little bit of emotion there, and then basically I guess the phrase is all hell breaks loose, right? That's when we get the Jackal. I think we're going to need to devote some time to this. That's when we get this broadcast from the Jackal, right?
We do, but I just want to take back. This can be quick, but, like, we said some tough things about Holiday in previous episodes, and she gets some, I think, pretty good character development in 53.
Right here.
Yeah, and so I just want to shout out that, like, not only was it good development here, it also reminded me about development to come, and she's a great character, actually.
I think so, too.
We were hard on her because we were just so mesmerized by Trig.
Yeah. I think it's also something with Holiday being a Grey. And is Holiday the only woman Grey that we know?
a legionnaire at that.
Right.
Yeah.
Which
I think so.
I think that might be something like that. Wading into spoilers too much. I don't want to go
don't
down that
wade
path.
too far, but
Right.
I like Holiday. I think Holiday's a great character, and you're right. We do get some good moments of that here too.
yeah.
And before we get into the Narol of it all, right? Like, I feel like this is,
We're in no hurry.
I feel like this is just, like, I think the punch is even that much harder because, right, like, they've just been on this ship, no communication from anything because both parties are fighting as to what communication should be going out, right, to the greater to the greater group, or to the greater people. And then the first communication that they have, and of course, Darrow had said, anything, send it to everybody so that we all see it, sort of thing. And then that's the first communication that they get is
also
about,
stupid.
Yeah, that was probably not his best move there. But
Wait, say more. Why?
Why blasting any news to everybody on the ship is not a great move? I think because, right, like it ends up, and this part did confuse me. It does rightfully end up biting him in the ass, where like they broadcast Nero's death, and then an uprising starts within their team, because everybody here is just kind of like a mixed match of people that have been wronged, that have been like, they've been held down, and they're all part of this for a revolution, but they all have different ideas of what this revolution is. Because, right, like for Darrow, it's more of, we want equality. For like some of the others is like, we want to get our lick back, right? Like we want to get the golds that got us, not necessarily for equality. And I think like broadcasting that death then shifted things, where they were like, well, if you're going to kill one of our people, why are we even like trying to work with you? So like, if you're going to kill them so needlessly, why are we going to keep trying to work with you? And I think that's where the mistake was. He should have filtered that communication and then dispersed it. But yeah, that was a long tangent.
No, I like you telling him how to do his job, though. Good for you. Do it. Keep going. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What? Yeah, like literally, they just broadcast propaganda to their entire army, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, it has predictably consequences.
Narol, Uncle Narol.
Uncle Narol, watch. This is
What
tough.
happens to Uncle Narol?
Sam, this is you.
Jackal holds a pistol in his hand. Garrow, my bone riders found this one sabotaging beacons in deep space. Really is tougher than he looks.
No, it's too loud, Sam. The music's too loud. I do love it.
Can we
read that part anyway.
Can we cut that in editing?
Absolutely.
No, we can't afford it.
I will. I will add that.
You have to use a generic Sarah McLachlan sounding type.
Just you're right. We haven't gotten the permission.
Sam, oh my god, I died.
That's really funny.
I didn't mean to read that part anyway. So Narol is captured. Earlier in this chapter, I feel like I should just be thorough. It is mentioned that Uncle Narol successfully succeeds in destroying the relays as he promised. This is something the Pit Vipers were going to do. That was presumably kind of when he gets caught after that. He is captured by the Jackal, and he bites his tongue off so that he can't say anything to betray everyone, although he does speak later. So
he tries to, yeah.
Yeah. So then he's, Jackal's about to shoot him in the head. My uncle lifts his eyes to look into the camera. Sorry, Darrow, but I'll say hello to your father. The Jackal pulls the trigger, and I feel another part of me slip away into the darkness as my uncle slumps in his chair. Turn it off, I say, numbly, the past flooding into me. This is where I meant to play the music, but I got excited by having a prop. Never monologue and never get too excited about your prop. Narol putting a fry suit helmet on my head as a boy, tussling with him at Laurel Tide, his sad eyes as we sat beneath the gallows after Eo's hanging, his laugh. R.I.P. to a real one. Narol is gone, just like that. I feel helpless. I shudder inside. It's not real yet.
Oof.
Moment for Uncle
It is very
Narol.
sad. It also feels like Uncle Narol deserved more exposition pre-death. Ragnar gets like 4 pages of talking while he's dying on the ice. You know what I mean? We love Ragnar, but
and I love Uncle Narol more than anyone. But I created...
He's a drunk 30-year-old.
I created Narol Watch expressly because he is a side character. And that doesn't really get a ton of attention. He just comes and goes, but he's critical to Darrow and Darrow's character, which is fine. Like, that's what side characters are. You know, his mom's also critical. She doesn't get a lot of screen time. But he talks about Uncle Narol all the time. But Uncle Narol doesn't show up that much. So I don't hate this as a death for him. This is a turning point. Like, right after this, Darrow's like, uh-oh, like, now there's going to be chaos, because Nick said in the summary, now they're like, everyone loves Uncle Narol.
He's like a hero of the Rising.
Yeah, going to start like imploding on itself. So there's a lot of repercussions that come from this death. It's not, I don't think it's treated lightly. But it is sad that we won't be getting any more Uncle Narol scenes.
I think it's a good scene and a good death, partially because Narol was such a figure in the Rising. And with anything like this, there's no way you can capture all these people. So there are monumental people doing monumental things in the background that just can't be captured on the page. And we see that Narol was one of them. And we see this from this different point of view that, it didn't overlap much. But for the people around Darrow, for Darrow 1 to know what's about to happen and to know it's about to go down, and for the people around to just completely freak out, how much of an impact Narol had on all of these people. And I love it because some things are not on page, and it's a good job of showing what wasn't on the page here.
Yeah.
So,
And let's not forget, Uncle Narol's a red.
yeah,
He became a hero to so many, and he didn't really ask for that.
yeah,
Like, he was always just kind of doing his job and being himself, and he inspired so many.
yeah.
Yeah, works hard, plays hard. Pour one out for Uncle Narol.
And it's so interesting. Like I don't want to say he's like a foil to Darrow, but it's interesting to see. Like I guess it's Narol and Dancer, are probably two of them that are reds that are at the top of the Rising that are still reds. They didn't change at all, and I think it's interesting to see how the Rising treats them, and how it's like, yeah, they also treat Darrow like a god, but they treat them. I guess they treat Darrow like the god while they treat Narol like a hero. So
Yeah.
Which leads to this.
Go ahead, Liz.
Oh, no, I was just going to say on first read, I didn't really understand the impact of Narol. Like, I think it's the second time that I'm like,
Or the second read.
okay, yeah.
For me.
This is my, I think this may be my first read, second listen. But yeah, I didn't really see his impact.
And I think I am reading too much into this here, right? But I think that it mirrors Darrow, and it mirrors his POV, because Darrow is the first thing he says is, the first thing you should know about me is I am my father's son. Well, who really raised you, dude?
Yeah,
I want to
Narol.
bring that up because we get a lot of pseudo father figures.
Oh, that's fair.
We get Lauren, Narol. We could even argue that Nero Augustus is a pseudo father figure for
Dancer.
a little bit.
Dancer, Fitchner.
We're up to 5.
Kavix.
Kavix, 6.
What if I'd count Kavix?
Kavix is like, you're one. Who says you're one of us?
Yeah.
I do.
That's
We're going fishing.
That's right.
Let's have a
do reds fish? Yeah.
I think you bring up a very interesting point, because with the exception of Lauren, I think you've got two competing father figures in two different pairs. You have Dancer and Narol, who are both kind of like father figures, and both handle
Very
it so differently. And you have Nero and Kavix, who I would argue Kavix is a father figure, and they're so different, right? So it's like you've got two gold father figures, two red father figures, both completely different. And then there's
Luck
Lauren.
and Dignity.
And there was a 6th, you said.
Shout out to Sam
Fitchner.
for the Uncle
That's right.
Fitchner for the Uncle Narol watch.
Well,
What a
they'll
great
continue.
ad.
Narol may be gone, but Narol Watch remains. We remain vigilant, and we expect to have more mentions. So this will continue. Yeah,
we
there
have got to
are
get moving.
dozens of us out
Probably
there.
we should trademark Narol Watch and June the Baker Watch.
Yeah, I'm not having high hopes for June the Baker Watch.
Yeah.
And
She's
yet
going to come
we
back in
stand
book
guard.
7.
That would be
we,
amazing.
having Pierce Brown come onto the pod has gotten so much more important, because I think the only way we get a June the Baker payoff is if we, remind Pierce that June the Baker
That's
is
probably
a great
true.
character.
She
An
did not
incredible
die on
character.
screen.
No.
So it is
Or off
possible
screen, so
still.
far as we're aware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Presuming
So,
that
all
she's alive.
So this moment
Tough
then
guy.
leads to the realization that the red mini uprising against the golds on the rebellion side is being led by none other than Sephi the Quiet, which is a pretty big bombshell moment for Sephi.
Yeah. Because why is she leading this revolution?
Yeah, because we've seen moments where like
Excuse me.
there are deep currents, or however they refer to it, within Sephi that we didn't necessarily get the same reference to with Ragnar. But we get to this moment where everybody is rushing towards this warehouse, this hangar, where the golds are being tortured and hung
Yeah.
by Sephi and her squad of Valkyries. And then Kavik and his crew join in.
Oh, and they're
we also
pissed.
get mention of like Kavik's daughters, plural.
Mhm.
Yes.
We only
Kavas, Thraxa, 2 other sisters I haven't met. So they don't
and maybe we
mention
never
their
meet.
name. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, in the end, they all roll up deep into this chaotic scene because they're trying not to start a little mini war within themselves, and we get to the Sevro moment. Who wants to speak on the Sevro moment?
It's just so good.
Oh, I can take it because this quote
Yeah,
is
take
like
it.
another one of those chill quotes because Sevro is basically everyone is watching this devolve into chaos. Kavix is pissed. He's like, we have to do something. I mean, obviously they have to do something. And Sevro just strolls on up there and he's Ares and he gets up there and he goes through the speech and he ends it with, he's like, my name is Sevro Albarca. I am Ares, and he thumps his chest. I have killed 44 golds, 15 obsidian, 113 grays with my razor. The crowd roars in approval, even the obsidians. Jove knows who else with ships, railguns, and pulse fists. With nukes, knives, sharp sticks. He trails off dramatically. They slam their feet. He beats his chest again. I am Ares. I am a murderer too. He puts his hands on his hips. And what do we do with murderers? This time no one answers. It's just chills because it's like, what do we do with murderers? Hey, if you're going to murder him, we can't be hypocritical here. You got to murder me too.
And it's so playful. It's so Sevro's style.
Mm-hmm. And then he jumps. He backflips, right?
Yeah, he backflips with a noose on his neck.
Yeah. Kicks Cassius off, backflips.
So
Hardcore.
badass. It's awesome.
But then Darrow has his sort of internal monologue. It is not a boy who dangles on that line.
Uh-huh.
It is not a broken-hearted orphan who needs me to pick him up. It's the man who has been through hell and now believes in the dream of his father and the dream of my wife. It's the man I would die to protect even as he dies to save the soul of this rebellion.
Yeah, it's a full circle moment for Sevro. This is
Yeah.
really
It
just
really
a
is.
shining part for him. Liz,
Mhm.
you said it right at the beginning. Like, this is so his part.
Yeah.
And then Victor's like, I actually want to talk to you afterwards after they save.
Well, Severo also gives.
Sevro.
I don't remember it entirely, but I think Severo also gives a little speech afterwards. That's like, stop fucking around. So it's great. But yeah, Victor comes up to Severo, right?
Yeah. But even before that, I just like how Mickey is like, well, Darrow's neck would have held more.
Mickey.
Good
Oh,
shout.
I love the Mickey reference. It's so good, Liz.
He's just
Oh my
like
gosh.
anytime, any opportunity to boast about his work, he's here for it. I'm here for it.
Yeah, where was that?
It was page 431.
Mickey's a LinkedIn lunatic. You know
Oh,
that
that's right.
he's like posting on
100%.
LinkedIn the week after.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
I went to a wedding over the weekend, and what struck me was
How
Yeah.
great my product has been
Yeah.
doing.
Sam, it's so funny. The accent you just gave for Mickey made me realize that Mickey reminds me. I haven't seen Operation Mincemeat, obviously, but Alex and I have been listening to the soundtrack. And
yes.
there's that like doctor that has like the dead bodies.
Yeah. Oh my God, you're so right.
And
yes.
that's Mickey.
That is Mickey. That's a good.
I can't remember his name, but
We now have 2 mincemeats for those of you at home who are also theater fans. We have 2 mincemeat characters because Theodora, to me, was like the secretary whose name I can't remember.
Right.
Winifred? Something like
all
that.
of their names are
The
escaping
the
me.
one who sings that beautiful sad song. That was
Oh
so
God.
good. Yeah.
Yes.
So we have 2 mincemeat characters. That's fun. So yeah, what else? I mean, I don't think we're doing this whole scene justice,
think
but
we
there's
gotta-
just so
Yeah.
much to be said. Yeah, we have to move
Yeah.
on.
We
Yeah.
gotta move on.
Yeah.
Because
And there's a
Severo-
wedding.
yeah, there's a wedding. Things happen. Yeah.
Our first postmortem, Narol watch.
Is that true?
Yes, that's true.
The ghost of Narol walks Severo down the aisle.
No, Darrow mentions that he was so nervous on his own wedding that he threw up on Uncle Narol's
Oh,
boots.
that's right.
Oh, good. Good one there.
Yeah, so that's a good one.
Wow, Sam.
I do want to take a slight moment here to just talk about how perfect Victra and Sevro are for each other.
Yep.
Just also from like a literary character lens, like they are both looking for family who like has unconditional like love and acceptance. And they're
Mhm.
the 2 characters looking for that. They're the 2 characters that find each other for that. And I just think it's amazing, and also comes into play later in the series, just how important unconditional love and family bonds are to them.
And showing that it's not just coming from family. It's like you can make that, you can find that. I love that because they both, like I said earlier, Victoria's kind of like a nepo baby, but she hates her family. And Sevro doesn't hate his family, but never really had much of a family. And they're just wrought with tension and sadness.
And they're like, a lot of their inner emotional turmoil and arc results from like not feeling that acceptance and searching for it. You see it really starkly in Victra. And it's so beautiful to think that like now they can both relax in the fact that they are providing it for each other. So it's really kind of a closure on those two emotional storylines because like they have each other now for that. So that check, like taken care of.
Yeah.
Should they procreate, they will have it with their children as well. And then one last note on their wedding. At first, I thought it was crazy for Mickey, the absolute creep, to officiate someone's wedding. I was like, what a fucking choice that was. And then immediately thought it through and think it's actually quite beautiful. He's a perfect match for their wedding in particular, because to me, it just reflects how the people can change if they want to. Shit happens in the past, but in order for change to happen, you really have to unconditionally let it go.
Can I ask?
Okay, Elsa.
Deep cut question. Remember when Fitchner was explaining about how he had to get a carver to change his wife's whatever so that it could accept gold?
Whatever.
I don't know.
For ovaries and uterus and stuff.
Yeah, but there's something else too that goes into that I don't
Yeah.
understand. Is it Mickey?
Oh, no.
Is that how we find Mickey, the carver?
No, because they
Are
found.
you sure?
No, because they found that carver, right? Like that was part of how
And
they
killed
found. That's how
But
they
he
found.
didn't die. He the carver that carved, I forget her name,
Sevro's
Fitchner's
mother.
wife.
Yeah.
wasn't killed. He like gave up people in order to get a reduced sentence or something is what I understood it to be.
I don't
Anyway,
remember.
deep cut for
I
the
don't
internet.
remember.
Yeah, take a look.
I think
someone
I
online knows
assumed
the answer.
they killed him. Yeah, but yeah, you could be right.
I don't think so. I think he spoke up. Anyway, it is very. I love Mickey.
Yeah.
I also have something I want to bring up with a deep question on the wedding, because I think we get this really cute scene with all the dancing, and there's also a scene where Darrow's sitting back watching Mustang dance, right? And it's heartwarming and it's fun. And Darrow repeatedly talks about how Reds are the better dancers, right? Like Reds know how to dance. We are just kind of like told, Reds are the dancers of the universe. And I'm partially curious, like. Is that I'm not going to phrase it as him being an unreliable narrator, but is that one of those like moments? Like, do we actually think Reds are better dancers than anyone else, or is Darrow just
100%.
proud of it?
I think it's true.
No,
Really?
it's true.
Or
I think
is
that
it-
like a
we're seeing it from
Violet.
Darrow's point of view, so of course Darrow thinks it, but are they really?
You can't teach rhythm.
I think that they all of them can have the capacity for dance. And I think there's different kinds of dances because like they talk about how it's ballet is like totally different, yada, yada. But I think from a cultural standpoint, what he's saying is like the most like dancing is a part of their culture in a way it's not a part of other cultures. And therefore, and he likes their dances better. So therefore they're the best.
And so as Darrow's watching them all dance and have fun, that's when Holiday comes up and is like, hey, we're getting a call. You got to take it. And it's the Jackal.
Man, we're. I thought this episode was not going to take very long.
Dude, we're gonna have to cut it off probably after this scene and pick up with because we have some deep dives we have to do in the next scene. So we're just gonna staple that onto the front of the next episode. But
yeah, is there anything that we have to say now? I guess we have to rate this chapter, but
Well, wait, I want to.
we should talk about
There's
the
still so
hollow
much
call.
more to say.
We need to talk about the hollow call.
Mustang helps Mickey write the speech, which is cute.
And then she
in a
mouths
way,
it.
because
Very cute.
I think we maybe often forget like Mustang is high class gold stock, pretty much a princess.
Yeah.
And so Mickey being like a slaver scum pilot, I don't know.
Which is part of the reason I'm
beautiful
like,
to me.
why would you choose him? But I guess if you knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Darrow gives an excuse, from slaver to slave to, rebellion to wedding officiant. Mickey got invited to the bachelor party by Screwface,
Yeah.
and he's howling with them. I don't know. Love Mickey. Anyway, I just thought it was cute.
Cute. That's what you stopped us from ending the podcast to say.
There's also, I mean, what Nick was about to say. We also have
we
to
get this
discuss.
phone call with Adrius with the jackal, right? And he's basically like, I guess like, I forget why exactly he's calling, but I think Mustang joins Darrow, and they're both like, "We're gonna kill you." And it doesn't. What was the purpose of the jackal's call here again?
He was trying
Attention.
to like bait. Yeah, he was trying to bait Darrow. And I think this was where Darrow was fully like, okay, I am now more emotionally aware to not fall into the jackal's bait. And I think having Mustang there helped him. And it like helped with like, oh no, you were still looking for love and like acceptance and all these things, but we have it on our team over here. And so that just like even angers the jackal more. And I think that helps Darrow be like, okay, I can like emotionally remove from the jackal.
Yeah.
That was basically what
I think this is also kind of like the first scene where Virginia actually kind of confronts Adrius on
Right.
page.
Yeah.
So I think that's important, and it's also important to see her reaction to it, because I mean that's hard, right? If you got an awful family member that you don't want in your life, it's still hard to cut out that awful family member and tell them you're going to kill them. So
Yeah, and there isn't
Yeah.
really time for a conversation for the rest
Yeah.
of the book. So I think we just needed like
Yeah.
a quiet moment to
Yeah.
kick us off into the next chapter. And the chapter ends with just a beautiful sentence. Everything is cracked, everything is stained, except the fragile moments that hang crystalline in time and make life worth living. That's just a nice sentence.
Yeah.
all right,
Okay.
so I'm gonna say
Was this a Darrow and Mustang sex scene?
It wasn't sex. I think they like almost had sex, right?
Oh,
They were
okay.
like
I was like-
kissing. They were like almost going for it, and then they kind of get interrupted. Am I wrong?
No, I don't remember that.
left in the air.
Yeah.
Maybe it could
They
have
do a
been.
kiss.
Because he's like, why? I have everything I need right here.
oh yeah,
And
you're right.
then, okay.
And then they cut to
Oh,
the Rubicon beacons. I
The
don't care about the Rubicon beacons.
I do love the Rubicon. I'm like, there's some deep history here.
is that like some sex term, Pierce?
What is-
Or
yeah.
is that purposeful?
No,
like,
no, crossing the Rubicon, isn't that a reference to
Oh
what,
no,
World
it
War
absolutely
World War-
is. I'm being.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
It's not a euphemism.
Thanks,
it's for
Craig.
people like Craig who are like, oh, get through this. I wanna
Get
to
through
the
this
Rubicon."
gross part. War. All right, so we're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna
Yeah,
start
executive
57 is
decision. We're going to
the
pick
beginning
up with
of
the
next.
Rubicon beacons next
All right.
week.
How do we feel
Yes.
about this section, part A of part 4, Morningstar?
4.5. I'm really
Yeah, it's
high
pretty,
on this
it's
section.
pretty great.
I'm going to say 4. It's really brought up by Sevro and that scene with Sevro
Yeah,
for sure.
it's-
But you
yeah.
got a lot of quiet moments, and this is where it gets a little bit hard to review or to rate part of a part, right? Because it's all one cohesive. But I'm going to say
Yeah.
4 through this.
Liz?
Yeah, I'd give it a 4.5. I thought it was really good. Well-rounded.
I agree. 4.5.
Cool.
All right.
Great.
Well, I guess we'll see everyone next week. Have a great week, guys.
See ya, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
I know.
Thanks for catching the bouquet with us. Next time, it's the finale. The whole trilogy comes down to one room, one impossible choice, and a reversal that flips everything you've just watched on its head. We laugh, we cry, we yell about a certain someone who's very much not as dead as he looks. Practice your cravat one last time. If you're Pierce Brown or anyone else with something to say, email us at thehowlerbookclub@gmail.com or find us on Instagram at Red, R-E-A-D, Rising Book Club. That's Red Rising Book Club. See you there.